Hello, this is a video assignment for the Machine Learning Foundations for Product Managers assignment. So let's go over the guidelines for the project. For the problem described in the project topic, determine what type of machine learning approach is needed and select an appropriate output metric to evaluate the performance in accomplishing the task. Determine which possible features we may want to use and identify different algorithms we might consider. Split the dataset into training set, cross-validation set or validation set, or the test set. Use your validation approach to compare at least two different models. And finally, evaluate the performance of your model using the output metric you defined earlier. So let's start with the project. Here we have the dataset, entire dataset, that is before splitting it into training dataset, validation dataset, or test dataset. In this training dataset, I have split the entire dataset into 70% is consisted of the training dataset and 15% is for validation and the remaining 15% is for test. So here in the training dataset, we will train the model. You can see initially for this model, we are using 4 features and we are using the last feature, last label as a predictor. And we're going to train the model. Okay, so the model is trained. Let us go to validation set and let us go to the validation set and use it to compare different models. So let's see the root mean squared error for this model. So we will use root mean squared error as a prediction metric to assess the accuracy of our models. So we take the first model and then we make predictions. So we have this model, model 1, and we have selected all the 4 features in the model 1 and we'll predict it. Okay, so the model is being predicted and now we'll understand the model. This is using model 1 and these are the features that were taken into consideration, and here the root mean squared error is 1.85837. Yeah, so now let us go back and train the same training set by excluding one of these features and use a different model to train it. So we'll train a model. This time we'll rename it as ML model 2. Use only 3 features for our training and train it. Now we have trained the model using training set 2. I will go to the validation set and predict it. This time we are using model 2, which excluded one of these features from the training set, and then we'll predict it. Okay, now we'll understand this model. So we have, as you can see, we have considered only 3 features. The root mean squared error here is 1.86583. So this has a higher root mean squared error, and the model 1, which we considered all the 4 features, has a lower mean squared error. So we can see that model 1 performed better. Now we'll go on to the test set and make predictions using model 1 since it had a higher since it had a lower error rate, and now we'll predict it. It has predicted it, as you can see, and then we'll understand the model 1 which we had selected. Understand it. And you can see the RMSE on the test set is 1.85837. So yes, so this is the assignment, and this is how we have plotted using the training algorithm and got the output and calculated the root mean squared error. Thanks everyone.